If you are looking for an LLC startup business credit card with low doc, here are the steps I want you to follow right now. Step number 1. You need to understand how to pick a credit card for your LLC startup business in the first place. The thing here is that a lot of LLC startup owners, they are kind of overwhelmed when it comes to choosing the right credit card. So you need to be very clear about the business credit card that you need in the first place. And the thing is, you got to ask yourself a few questions. Even before you think about applying, you got to ask yourself, what kinds of rewards are you looking for? How do you like your rewards? Okay, you need to decide on the type of rewards that your new LLC wants to earn. While some business credit cards allow you to earn cash back, others will earn transferable points that could potentially be worth much more what a standard cashback rewards card offers. So keep in mind the value you can get for your points using different redemption methods. The thing is that a lot of LLC startups, they actually underestimate this part of things, but you can't do that. Okay, so because everything starts with the kinds of rewards you're after, and you got to ask yourself, where does your new LLC intend to spend the most? So you want to look at the credit card bonus categories. What kinds of purchases does your new LLC, your LLC startup business, plan to make with your business credit card? You want to make sure that you can maximize any bonus categories your new credit card offers, such as advertising, office supplies, dining, or travel. Office supplies is particularly important because remember, you have an LLC startup business, so you are trying to maybe organize the office space. So you might have some expenses at least at the beginning. So this is important. And are you thinking about, do you want to minimize fees? So you want to compare fees, including annual fees, to make sure that you will earn enough rewards from the card to cover the cost of having it. Okay, it's all about having a right balance between the rewards and the fees the card is charging you. And the thing is that, will you reap the benefits at all? So I want you to take a closer look at other cardholder perks that you or your LLC startup business might benefit from. Okay, examples include no extra cost employee cards for your LLC startup business account. Okay, purchased protection against damage or theft, extended warranties, and travel insurance protection, such as travel accident insurance and baggage delay coverage. So this is a constellation of benefits that I want you to really review before you start thinking about what kind of LLC startup business credit card with low doc you will go after. So now let me talk to you about how you can get an LLC startup business credit card. How can you actually get it? By the way, welcome back to the show. It's really a pleasure to have you here, okay? And so applying for an LLC startup business credit card is kind of similar to applying for a personal credit card, okay? Nothing complicated. Overall, I would say 80% things are similar. But the process here, especially if you're looking for low documentation, you do have there are some additional information required in the process, okay? And they'll ask you, the card issuer will ask you to provide your LLC startup business EIN, okay? That's your employer identification number. And they'll ask you to provide also some revenue numbers. Here we're speaking about projected numbers, okay? So low documentation, they're not going to ask you to provide a gazillion documentation, but they might ask you to provide a projected P&L, a projected income statement, not a balance sheet, not a cash flow statement, not an owner's equity statement, only a projected income statement. Okay, and your LLC startup business and personal addresses, names, and other information may also be required. Okay, and you have to understand that when we talk about LLC startup business credit cards with low documentation, most of them will require a personal guarantee, even though there is a way to apply for an LLC business credit card with low doc with EIN only. We have covered this on other shows, but if you're interested, you want to learn more about the topic, let us know. We'll just link the video to you. You can go and just watch it very quietly. You will amass as much knowledge as you can. Okay, so this is important. One thing I want to say here is that so if you want to get an LLC startup business credit card with the low doc, it is totally possible. Just make sure that you actually have a projected income statement. And in most cases, they'll also ask you to have a business plan. That's it. a business plan, a compelling business plan that talks about your LLC startup, and you have a financial projection, a projected income statement. What I mean by that is that you will have to prepare a statement of profit and loss about 4 or 5 years in the future, because if you have an LLC startup, you don't have any operational history, you have no revenue, you have no actual revenue, you have no actual income, you have nothing, right? So that's why you have to work on projections. Okay, so you can get an LLC startup business credit card with no revenue, no actual revenue, but you have to work on the financial projections. Those projections are really important. Do not underestimate them. So please take some time to make sure that you have a right product here. Let me tell you something that is good to know. By the way, welcome back to the show. I didn't say that before, so welcome back to the show. And let me just remind you of today's topic. We're having a conversation about LLC startup business credit card with low documentation, how to get one. Okay, and the thing is, I want to have a discussion about the easiest LLC startup business credit card to get. Well, it really depends on the bank or credit union with which you currently have a relationship. Everything starts with a relationship. So that will be the easiest. The easiest mean if you are with Chase or if you are with Navy Federal, you've been with them for a while. You've been with them for say 5 years, 10 years, or 3 or 4 years, and you have a strong relationship. See, when we talk about a relationship, it's not just like having a relationship where you have $5 in the account, and no. You need to have a deep and diverse and broad relationship in terms of the accounts you have with them, in terms of the money that is flowing through your account, that has flown through your accounts over the years. Okay, things like direct deposit play an important role. So if you have that relationship, you want to start at the bank where you're currently known. That's the easiest. The next easiest business credit card for an LLC startup is what we call the corporate cards. Okay, corporate cards actually are pretty good. They are low doc. If you're a startup, they'll actually take care of you. They will give you the card. The only problem is because they are charge cards. They are corporate cards. You are required to pay everything that you charge on the card at the end of the month. So you have to pay in full. And sometimes they will ask you those cards will ask you to show some money in the bank account before they actually give you the business credit cards. So when the players I'm talking about, you have Brex. So you have Brex 30, which is a great card. You have DV. You have Ramp. You have Row, also the Row corporate credit card. So those are cards that will actually take care of you. The only problem is, as I just said, they will require you to actually put some money. Now, what credit score is needed for an LLC startup business credit card with low documentation? Well, 600 is a great minimum. Okay, 600 to 670. So if you have 600 as a FICO score, that's a great start. You can have a good credit card. Even if you have bad credit, if you are below 600, if you have 579 and below, you can still qualify, but your choices will be a lot more limited. In that case, you might have to revert to your credit union or bank. Another question I wanna answer here is that, can you use an LLC startup business credit card low documentation for personal expenses? Well, the answer lies in the question, and the answer will be not really. You don't want to do that, and you never want to mix your personal affairs with your business's affairs, right? So if you have an LLC startup business credit card low documentation, just use it for the LLC startup business operations. Okay, you have a lot of expenses anyway. I mean, it's not like you have an LLC startup and you're not spending money on anything. No, you have a lot of expenses. So use the card for that. Okay, so you want to systematically and reflexively divorce your personal affairs from your business's affairs. Okay, this will help you a lot, not only in terms of shielding you from personal liability in case you have some kind of lawsuits going on, but also help you in terms of tax compliance. Okay, there is something called piercing the corporate veil. So judges in the past have actually been known to pierce the corporate veil if they realize that you have been mixing your personal affairs with your business affairs by using the LLC startup business credit card to buy personal stuff. So don't do that. Don't ever do it. Okay. And so do you need an EIN to get a small LLC startup business credit card? Yes. Especially if you want low doc. Yes. Because the thing is, you have to prove to the lender that you have to prove to the credit card issuer that you are indeed an LLC, that you are legit, okay? And that means you're going to have to show a letter of confirmation from the IRS that you indeed have an EIN. And in the same vein, they will ask you to provide articles of organization, to provide paperwork from the state. So you can show that, okay, listen, you do have a certificate of good standing, hopefully, that you have a registered agent. So the paraphernalia of things that you have to provide to show the business credit card issuer that you are indeed a legit LLC, okay? And you can actually get an LLC startup business credit card with low documentation to start your LLC, to pay for initial expenses. Totally possible. Let me talk to you now about the best credit cards for LLC startups and new businesses and low documentation. By the way, I want to quickly remind you of today's topic. We're having a conversation about LLC startup business credit cards, low documentation, how to get one real fast, okay? And so I want to share with you a few of them. So you have the US Bank Triple Cash Rewards Word Elite. This is a great credit card for your LLC startup business. If you want to have low doc, not a problem. You just need to have a prior relationship with US Bank. Okay, we love the fact that with this card you can earn 5% cash back on prepaid hotels and car rentals booked directly in the Reward Center. You have 3% the Reward Center here is the US Bank Reward Center. You have 3% cash back on eligible purchases at gas stations and EV charging stations. You have office supply stores, cell phone service providers, and restaurants, and 1% cash back on all other eligible net purchases. And there is a welcome offer, which we love a lot. You can earn $500 in cash back after spending $4,500 in the first 150 days of opening an account. So this is really good. This card has no annual fee. We love that a lot. And in terms of the APR, you have a 0% introductory APR on purchases and balance transfers for 15 billing cycles, followed by a regular variable APR of 18.24% to 27.24%. Now there is a 3% balance transfer fee with a minimum of $5 that applies. So this is really important. And one thing I want to say also is that while the US Bank Business Triple Cash Rewards comes heavy with rewards, it doesn't come particularly packed with benefits. Okay, so it does offer though a $100 FreshBook or QuickBooks statement credit to help with subscription fees on accounting software, and includes MasterCard Word Elite benefits. So something that you need to know. You also have to think about the Blue Business Plus credit card from American Express. This is great for your startup LLC credit card if you are looking for a low doc. But again, you got to have a prior relationship with American Express, okay? And here, the card offers solid earnings for the first $50,000 in spending. So think about that. And so you can earn 2 membership rewards points per dollar on everyday business purchases, such as office supplies or client dinners, up to the first $50,000 in purchases per year. Then 1 point per dollar on all other purchases, okay? And then the third card I want to share with you here is the Wyndham Rewards Earner Business Card. Okay, so for those ALC startup businesses that spend plenty of time behind the wheel for their work, the Wyndham Rewards Earner Business Card offers best-in-class rewards on gas, utilities, and cell phone plans. Okay, this is really good, and so it's low doc, fantastic. They do have a welcome offer of 45,000 bonus points, enough for up to 6 free nights after spending $2,000 on purchases in the first 90 days. This card does come with an annual fee of $95 though, so it's really important for you to know that. I want to continue here. There are other cards I want to share with you when it comes to ALC startup business credit cards with low documentation. So we do have, for example, here, Bank of America Business Advantage Travel Rewards World MasterCard credit card. Okay, this is great. But again, you have to have a prior relationship with Bank of America to actually enjoy this card and to qualify for this card in the first place. So this card allows you to earn 3 points per dollar spent on car, hotel, and airline travel booked through the Bank of America Travel Center, and 1.5 points per dollar spent on all other purchases. You can earn 30,000 online bonus points after making at least 3,000 in net purchases in the first 90 days of account opening. So this is really good. And this card actually has no annual fee. We love that a lot. And in terms of APR, you have a 0% intro APR for 9 billing cycles on purchases, then a 16.49 to 26.49% variable APR on purchases and balance transfers, okay? And a balance transfer fee of either $10 or 4% of the amount of each transaction, whichever is greater applies. And so this is kind of cool. Another card I want to share with you is the American Express Business Gold card. This card is really great also for your LLC startup business credit card, especially for low doc. But here the same logic applies. You need to have a prior relationship with American Express so that they can actually approve you real fast, okay? And so this card allows you to earn 4 membership rewards points per dollar on the 2 select categories where your LLC startup business actually spends the most each month. 1 point per dollar is earned for other purchases. The 4 point per dollar earning rate applies to the first $150,000 in combined purchases for the 2 eligible categories each calendar year, okay? And so you can earn actually 70,000 membership rewards points after spending $10,000 on eligible purchases within the first 3 months of opening an account. So this is really good to know. And there is an annual fee of $295, which is really good. It's good to know. And the last I want to share with you another card is the Inc. Business Preferred Credit Card. And this is kind of cool. Also, this card, of course, to get this, you need to have a prior relationship with Chase if you want to get this card for your ALC startup business on a low doc basis, okay? This card is great because it's an all-star business credit card for startup LLCs, but also established LLCs, okay? And this card has one of the most lucrative welcome bonuses available on any business credit card in the marketplace. Think about it. You can earn 100,000 points after spending $15,000 on purchases in the first 3 months from accounts opening. There is an annual fee of $95 here. And the intro APR, you're looking at the 20.24% to 25.24% variable on balance on purchases and balance transfers, okay? But this card is great. This card is fantastic. And I want to continue here. I want to share with you other credit cards here. And the thing here is that when we talk about other credit cards, you have, for example, a Bank of America Business Advantage Customized Cash Rewards MasterCard credit card. This is a great card for your startup LLC if you are trying to have a card with low doc. Obviously, again, you got to have a prior relationship with Bank of America. This is really important. So this card allows you to earn 3% cash back in the category of your choice, 2% cash back on dining purchases, and unlimited 1% cash back on all other purchases. You can earn 3% and 2% cash back on the first $50,000 in combined choice category dining purchases each calendar year and 1% thereafter. There is a welcome offer. You can earn a $300 statement credit online bonus after making at least $3,000 in net purchases within 90 days of account opening. And you also have the U.S. Bank Business Platinum card. Okay, this card is great. And so this card does not earn rewards though, but it's great for your startup LLC. And so it has a 0% intro APR on purchases and balance transfers for, guess what, 18 billing cycles. So this is really good. But after that, you have an APR that oscillates from 15.74% to 24.74% variable. Okay. And I also want to talk about, there's another card I want to share with you. It's the Bank of America Business Advantage Unlimited Cash Rewards Secure Credit Card. Now this card is secure, so really it's low doc, you know, because you're guaranteeing the funds yourself anyway. So it is a card you might want to consider if your LLC startup business really has bad credit, bad personal credit. So the owner of the LLC, the LLC founder really has poor credit. Then you might want to go with a secure credit card. Another card I want to share with you is the Capital One Spark Classic for Business. This is another card you can get as a, I would say, on a low doc basis. Okay, it's a card that actually can help you earn 1% cashback on every purchase and 5% cashback on hotels and rental cars booked through Capital One Travel. Now, this card does not offer a welcome bonus, and the APR is kind of high. So this is the lowest tier business credit card with Capital One. So if you have no other choice, go with this card. The APR is really high, 29.74%. So really, again, this should be a last resort card for you. So here you have it. I just spoke to you about how to get an LLC startup business credit card with low documentation. So I spoke to you about how to pick a credit card for your LLC startup business. And I answered whether you can get an LLC startup business credit card. Yes, the answer is yes. How you can actually get it, how you can actually get your LLC business startup business credit card, even if you have no revenue or no income. And I give you a few things that are good to know, and I also share with you the best credit cards for LLC startups and new businesses all across the 50 states. Okay, I'll speak to you another time, but until then, remember, stay marvelous.